If you live in Boston and you aren't taking advantage of weekend trips, you're missing the point of living here. Boston isn't just a great city, it's a launch pad for some of the most beautiful places in New England. Within 2 hours, you can trade city streets for mountain views, ocean air, or small town charm. That's not a privilege that most people in major cities get. It's the perk of being here. But here's the thing, most people don't take advantage of it. They work all week, run errands all weekend, and forget that this city was built for people who move. The truth is, if you only ever experience Boston from Monday to Friday, you're missing half of what makes it special. I'm Kimberlee Meserve, and after nearly a decade helping people not just buy, but build lifestyles around Boston, I can tell you the happiest homeowners are the ones who actually explore beyond their neighborhood. So in this video, I'm sharing 7 of the best weekend and day trips that remind you why living here is worth it. Let's start close, because you don't need to go far to feel like you've left the city behind. Rockport and Gloucester are 45 minutes from Boston, and they're everything you picture when you think coastal New England. Red lobster shacks, weathered docks, rocky shorelines, and that salty ocean air that instantly resets your nervous system. Rockport is the quieter of the two. Charming, walkable, full of art galleries and boutique shops. You can spend the morning wandering Bearskin Neck, grab a lobster roll at Roy Moore Lobster Company, and just sit by the water watching boats come in. It's slow in the best way. If you need to quiet your mind, this is where you go. Then there's motive number 1, the iconic red fishing shack that's been painted and photographed more than almost anything else in America. It's tiny, it's simple, and it's somehow deeply satisfying to see in person. Gloucester has a little bit more energy. It's a working fishing town, so it feels authentic, not touristy. The seafood is incredible. We're talking fresh off the boat scallops and fish and chips that ruin every other version for you. Good Harbor Beach is one of the best beaches in the North Shore, wide, clean, and perfect for an afternoon reset. And if you want to get a little bit more adventurous, head to Halibut Point State Park. It's an underrated gem, a rocky coastline with tide pools, walking trails, and panoramic ocean views. It's the kind of place where you can sit on the rocks, listen to the waves, and remember what peace feels like. Who is this perfect for? Well, couples looking for a low-key day together, solo travelers who just need to breathe, and anyone craving water and quiet within a 2-hour drive. Pack a blanket, bring a book, grab some seafood, and let the North Shore remind you why New England is undefeated. Now, if you want a beach day without Cape Cod traffic, let me introduce you to Ipswich and the Cape Ann area. This is where locals go when they want the coast without the chaos. And the centerpiece of this trip is Crane Beach, one of the best beaches in all of New England. We're talking 4 miles of soft sand, rolling dunes, and water that's actually swimmable in the summer. It's massive, so even on busy days, it doesn't feel crowded. You can spread out, relax, and actually enjoy yourself. Right next to the beach is Castle Hill, a historic estate with a stunning mansion and sprawling green lawns that roll down to the ocean. You can tour the property, walk the grounds, or just bring a picnic and pretend that you're living in a Nancy Meyers movie. It's elegant, peaceful, and ridiculously photogenic. Beyond the beach, this area is perfect for nature lovers. You've got wildlife refuges, hiking trails, and kayaking opportunities. Parker River National Wildlife Refuge on Plum Island is incredible for bird watching and quiet coastal walks. If you're into photography or just want to disconnect, this is a great spot. Who is this perfect for? Families, because Crane Beach is kid-friendly and there's room to run. Nature lovers who want more than just a beach chair. And anyone who wants a summer day trip that feels like a mini vacation without having to drive to Cape Cod. Here's the angle. This is where you go when you want a beach day without sitting in 2 hours of traffic. You get the same coastal magic, but you're home by dinner. If you want charm, energy, and incredible food all in one walkable package, Portsmouth is your move. It's 1 hour from Boston and it punches way above its weight. This is a waterfront town with cobblestone streets, historic architecture, and one of the best restaurant scenes in New England. Seriously, the food here rivals Portland, Maine, but it's closer and more manageable. The downtown area is compact and walkable, which means that you can spend the day strolling, popping into boutiques, grabbing coffee, and exploring without a plan. Prescott Park sits right on the water and hosts outdoor concerts and festivals in the summer. Strawberry Bank Museum is a living history museum that's actually engaging. If you're into colonial New England history, it is a must-see. But let's be honest, most people come here to eat. Black trumpet is a local favorite for inventive seasonal dishes. Row 34, while we do have locations in Boston, I am a little bit biased towards the Portsmouth location. It's perfect if you want oysters and craft beer. Vita Cantina has some of the best tacos north of Boston, and if you're in the mood for something upscale, Jumpin' Days Fish Cafe delivers. So how does this compare to other New England towns? Think of it as a smaller coastal version of Portland, Maine, but closer and less overwhelming. It has that same creative, artsy vibe without feeling overrun. Who is this perfect for? Foodies who want a destination meal without a long drive. People who love walkable, historic downtowns. And anyone craving that quintessential New England town experience without committing to a full weekend away. You can easily do Portsmouth in a day, but if you stay overnight, you'll have time to explore the breweries, catch a sunset by the water, and really soak it in. By the way, if you're watching this because you want to build a life in Boston that goes beyond just where you live, don't miss my free relocation guide. It breaks down neighborhoods, commutes, lifestyle fits, and the hidden gems that most people never hear about. It's linked below in the description, or you can scan the QR code on your screen. Grab it before your next weekend plan. Portland is worth the 2-hour drive. I'll say it again, it's worth it. This is one of New England's best food cities. We're talking James Beard Award winners, craft cocktails, farm-to-table everything, and seafood that will ruin you for everywhere else. If you care about food, Portland is a non-negotiable. Start your day in the Old Port, the historic waterfront district with cobblestone streets, brick buildings, and that perfect mix of charm and energy. You can browse bookstores, pop into art galleries, and wander without an agenda. Then there's the food. Eventide Oyster Company for brown butter lobster rolls that are borderline life-changing. Yes, there is an Eventide in Boston, but this is the original location. Duck fat for Belgian fries and poutine. Central Provisions for small plates and natural wine. 4th Street for wood-fired everything. Seriously, you could eat your way through Portland for an entire weekend and still have a list of places you missed. Beyond food, Portland has lighthouses. Portland Head Light is one of the most photographed lighthouses in America, and for a good reason. It's stunning. You can walk around Fort Williams Park, take in the ocean views, and feel like you're in a postcard. And if you're into breweries, Portland has some of the best in the country. Allagash, Rising Tide, Austin Street, the beer scene here is elite. Pro tip, do an overnight. Stay at a boutique hotel like the Francis or the Press Hotel. Eat multiple meals, explore the Eastern Promenade, and take your time. Portland rewards slow mornings and long dinners. Who is this perfect for? Couples looking for a romantic getaway, food and wine lovers who want a culinary adventure, and anyone who wants a longer reset without the stress of major travel. Portland feels like a small city that has its act together. It's creative, it's welcoming, and it's absolutely worth making the trip. If you want to trade city noise for mountain air, the White Mountains are where you go. Just over 2 hours north of Boston, closer to 2.5 if you're heading to Franconia or North Conway, this is New Hampshire's outdoor playground. Waterfalls, swimming holes, hiking trails, and views that make you forget what day it is. Franconia Notch State Park is the crown jewel. You've got the Flume Gorge, a natural granite chasm with waterfalls and covered bridges, Echo Lake for swimming and kayaking, and if you're up for a hike, the trails here range from easy walks to serious climbs with panoramic views. Then there's the Kankamangas Highway, one of the most scenic drives in America, especially in the fall. Seriously, if you're here in October, the drive alone is worth the trip. The foliage is unreal. Even in the summer, it's stunning. Winding roads, mountain vistas, and pull-offs where you can stop and take it all in. North Conway is the hub for shopping and family-friendly activities. You've got outlet malls if you're into that, plus Storyland for kids, and a ton of restaurants and breweries. It's a good home base if you're planning a longer stay, and if you want to get in the water, there are swimming holes everywhere. Diana's Baths, Sabaday Falls, Lower Falls, all family-friendly, all beautiful, and all free. Who is this perfect for? Families who want adventure without flying somewhere, hikers who need to remember what fresh air feels like, and anyone who wants to disconnect from screens and reconnect with nature. This is where you go when you want to remember what breathing feels like. The air is different here. The pace is slower, and when you come back to Boston, you'll feel like you actually took a break. If you want luxury without pretension, Newport is the move. It's an hour and a half from Boston, and it's one of the most beautiful coastal towns in America. Mansions, cliff walks, beaches, sailing. This place has everything, and it never feels stuffy or overdone. Let's start with the Cliff Walk, a 3.5-mile path that runs along the coastline with ocean views on one side and Gilded Age mansions on the other. It's one of the most unique walks in the country and it's completely free. You can do the whole thing or just a section, but either way, it's breathtaking. Then there are the mansions themselves. The Breakers, Marble House, Rosecliff. These aren't just old houses, they are architectural masterpieces. You can tour them and get a glimpse into how the ultra-wealthy lived in the late 1800s. And even if you're not a history buff, the opulence is really stunning. Newport's beaches are gorgeous. Easton's Beach is the most popular, but if you want something quieter, head to Gooseberry Beach. The water is cold, but the sand is soft and the views are unbeatable. And the food scene here is excellent. The Mooring for seafood right on the harbor, Castle Hill Inn for upscale dining with ocean views, Flo's Clam Shack for fried clams that will make you understand why people wait in the line. Who is this perfect for? Couples celebrating anniversaries or looking for a romantic getaway, coastal lifestyle lovers who want elegance without stuffiness, and anyone who wants to feel fancy without the attitude. Newport has this effortless elegance. It's beautiful, it's historic, and it never tries too hard. You can dress up for dinner or wear sandals all day, and it works either way. If you want culture meets nature, the Berkshires are where you go. Roughly 2 to 3 hours west of Boston, depending on where you're headed, this is the part of New England that feels like a postcard. Rolling hills, farmland, boutique inns, and some of the best cultural experiences in the region. Tanglewood is the summer home of the Boston Symphony Orchestra, and attending a concert there is a bucket list experience. You bring a picnic, sit on the lawn, and listen to world-class music under the stars. It's really magical. Then there's the Norman Rockwell Museum. If you grew up seeing his paintings on Saturday evening post covers, seeing the originals in person is surprisingly moving. It's quintessential Americana. The Berkshires are also incredible for hiking. Mount Greylock is the highest point in Massachusetts, with views that stretch for miles. Monument Mountain is a shorter hike with equally stunning scenery, and there are lakes everywhere, perfect for kayaking, swimming, or just sitting by the water. The food scene here is underrated. Farm-to-table dining, cozy inns, and restaurants that focus on local ingredients. The Red Lion Inn in Stockbridge is a historic spot worth visiting. Prairie Whale in Great Barrington is a local favorite for brunch. Who is this perfect for? Culture seekers who want more than just nature, people looking for a weekend retreat that feels restorative, and anyone who wants quiet luxury vibes without the Hamptons price tag. The Berkshires have this peaceful sophistication. It's the kind of place where you can spend the morning hiking, the afternoon at a museum, and the evening at a farm-to-table restaurant, and it all feels perfectly balanced. So before we wrap up, here are a few more trips worth mentioning. Providence, Rhode Island, incredible food scene, RISD Museum, and Federal Hill for Italian food. Newburyport, charming waterfront town, boutique shops, and Plum Island beaches. Plymouth, history buffs will love Plymouth Rock and the museums here. Cape Cod, midweek or fall is the move. Summer weekends are brutal, but off-season Cape Cod is heavenly. Salem, October is obviously peak season, but off-season Salem is magical without the crowds. If you're building a life in Boston, not just a place to live, these are trips that make this city worth it. And if you want help figuring out where in Boston you'll actually thrive, my team and I would love to guide you. Whether you're buying, renting, or relocating, we'll match you with the right neighborhood and the right home for the lifestyle you want. Book a consultation using our contact information below, and let's help you make Boston feel like home. Before you go, watch this next. If you're considering Boston or already here, this will answer the questions people ask me every single week. The top 10 questions about living in Boston. Click here, you don't want to miss it.